The King of the North! The King of the North! So, Andy Burnham won the by-election in Makerfield. At least today, I actually figured out what the name of the town was, because it's kind of really quite significant that we pay attention to it, really. And yesterday I got pulled up for calling it a farty little town. And it probably still is a farty little town. But I also live in another farty little town. And that's fine. The UK is made up of farty little towns and some very big cities. That's about it. And some trees and shrubbery thrown in between. So, the King of the North won the by-election. What next? What happens? What should we expect? Well, not an awful lot, to be fair. We're going to have this sort of inaugural MP, become an MP, get into the House of Commons, and then everyone gather and fuck about, trying to figure out when should we sort of push to get Starmer out. And I think as soon as he's pretty much got the seat warm in the House of Commons, they're going to start pushing towards getting the chance to take it over, to the chance to sort it out, the chance to boot out Starmer. And he's gonna win. He's gonna get there. You know, you got Wes Street in, who's gonna put his beak into the ring, and then you've got probably some others that are gonna appear. All the usual suspects. I wouldn't be surprised even if Lammy did it, just because he thinks he's capable. And the guy isn't capable of, I don't know, just he's not capable of running a shower. He's just totally inept. So it just makes you wonder, yeah, you know, Burnham's probably going to get in because he's going to get the support from Labour. Don't forget, we don't vote for this. Much like the other times that the idiots in Parliament decided, oh, this Prime Minister's a bit shit, isn't he? Who'd have thought? Yeah, pretty much most of the general public realised that, but still, you know, here we are again, and there you were, not so long ago, criticising the Conservatives for doing much the same fucking thing, and there you are doing the same fucking thing. Well done, Labour. Well done for being just... We thought the Conservatives were crap. We thought they'd just become so complacent and so detached from reality, that you come along with all these bold promises, is that, well, you know, the adults are in the room, and we're going to make all these changes, and we're going to do all these amazing things, and we'll get the strike sorted. Yeah, you'll get the fucking strike sorted by giving them everything and then not demand anything in return. And quelle surprise, they're striking again. Go figure. And it's just Labour all over again. And you know, here we are, you know, not so far away from, what is it, 2 years, maybe a year and a half from the general election that we had. And yeah, Starmer's going to get booted out, and we're going to end up with another useful idiot. At least this guy's got a bit of a personality, that's to be said. The policy's probably not going to change very much. We're still going to get beset with an awful lot of problems. Burnham is, you know, he did some good things for Manchester, but not masses, not you know, this amazing Messiah-like figure that people are sort of believing him to be. You know, he's still almost as crooked as Starmer and the rest of them. Don't forget that. You only have to look at what he's been doing with the properties, with the government money and property developers in Manchester. You only have to look that up to figure out what's going on. So, you know, it's still jobs for the boys at the end of the day. So we've probably got another 2 years of Burnham, and we have pretty much not a huge amount of clue as to what he's going to be like, and more so what he's going to be like on the international stage. It's all right him fucking around the country, and everyone's kind of pretty much aware as to who he is, and we kind of like him. He's all right. Anything is better than Starmer. A turd on a stick would be better, would be preferable. But we've got something a bit better than that, and that's Burnham. But we really still don't know what's likely to happen. We still don't know who's going to be in his cabinet. We still don't know if the Weasley little fuckers are going to get in there and still influence and push and pull. And there's still going to be an awful lot of that. So it's just, I think it's still going to be a just case of business as usual, but with a different face. I don't think we're going to see an awful lot of change. A lot of Labour and a lot of their supporters will be ever hopeful, but I don't think an awful lot will change. I don't think an awful lot will change until we get a new election in a couple of years or so. And even then, I'm not too sure if what will happen to parties like Reform and all the other sort of central right-wing parties that are out there. I know lots of liberals like to push Reform as a far-right party. There's just none of them. I suppose there's one far-right party, but it's certainly not Reform. So yeah, it's just not. It's kind of where the Conservatives were 20 odd years ago. That's kind of where Reform are. And it's the reason why you're seeing a lot of Conservative or ex-Conservative MPs joining Reform. So yeah, there we are with Burnham. And then we have Trump again. Ooh, Trumpity Trump. Yeah, things have, with his deal, his letter of intent, his 1.5 page letter of nonsense where he claims that the American people won't be have to pay the 300 billion that he's promised to Iran, but no one knows where it's coming from, and yet he's acting as guarantee for it. He's put, the American people, the USA, as a guarantee to these 300 billion. So if no one else is willing to pay it, then I guess America will. And that's no surprise, really. That was always going to happen. It's always just a means and a ways of Iran just saying, you know what, we want some money. We want some reparations for this because you've been bombing shit out of us, Trump. And rightly so. I don't blame him one bit. So, yeah, Trump starts a war that no one wanted, that has no real purpose. There's some jumped up charges because Netanyahu whispered in his ear. And then on top of that, you got all of that nonsense that's going on with Israel and Lebanon and so on. And yeah, it's just not going to be calm enough because, we've already seen Iran not go to the Switzerland signing sort of ceremony, for want of a better word, that Trump and Vance had sort of put together, so Trump could have his moment and Vance could have his moment. That we brought peace. Look how wonderful we are. We've stopped the war. Yeah, a war you started, you dickheads. My goodness. And the thing is, I think, there are thankfully quite a lot of intelligent people in the US, but there are as much as there is here and everywhere else in the world. There are some really dim fucking people who will think, oh, wow, Trump stopped the war. Trump stopped the war. How good is he? How amazing is he? Yeah, he started it. So he could have stopped it at any time. The negotiations are basically Iran saying it's just a shopping list of things that they want. And they've got everything. So other than the fact that they've been bombed to shit the last sort of couple of months, they've managed to come off, and I say this loosely, but to just sort of press a point, in a better position than where they were before. Admittedly, they have to rebuild and everything to do that, and an awful lot of people lost their lives. I'm not ignoring that fact. But in terms of politically, they're in a better, stronger position than they were before. So Trump has it's just a massive humiliation for Trump and massive humiliation for the USA, and the fact we've still got Netanyahu acting like a crazy person. We think Trump's crazy. Netanyahu is on a completely different scale, and he's going out trying to broaden sort of Israel's influence and control and landmass by bombing shit out of other people. And he convinced Trump to do that with Iran. And Trump's so dim-witted, he did the same. So there we are. Just ridiculous. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I really don't think the deal will stick. I think there's going to be more trouble because of what's happening with Israel. Israel have no interest in Trump stopping the war in Iran. It's in their interest for it to keep going. But it's in no one else's interest at all, not even in any kind of global interest that this war carries on, either in with the one with Israel and other countries that they border and they're just kicking shit out of, and of course the one in Iran that Trump is saying is very much finished and stopped. Well done, Trump. So there we are. I'll be back on Monday after a weekend of watching football. Well done, England, by the way. Bizarre match with Canada. That was really quite bizarre. I saw that last night. Broken leg, 6 goals, 9 men on the opposing team, whose country I've instantly forgotten. Sorry, the opposing team of Canada. That's how. Oh, it was Qatar, wasn't it? It was Qatar. Yeah, they weren't happy, and yeah, it just fell apart. But a really good match, though, just because of just how bizarre it was. And then we've got Scotland tomorrow, I think, and we've got America versus whoever tonight. Australia. So I'll watch that because America have been pretty good, I have to say. And I don't really follow football. But anyway, talking nonsense, be back on Monday to rant at you once again. This is basically my therapy. It serves no other purpose. I've got no subscribers. Maybe you can be my first subscriber. That'd be cool. Other than that, it's just me ranting to the camera because I've got no one else to talk to. Anyway, see you on Monday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be the first. That'd be exciting for you. And I'll see you next time. Take care.